We have mapped the surface of Mars in greater detail than the floor of our own oceans. Beneath the waves lies the last true wilderness on Earth, a place so deep, so dark, and so vast that almost all of it has never been seen. And in 2046, in the crushing blackness of an ocean trench, an expedition found something that should not be there. It began as a shadow on the sonar, a pattern too regular to be stone. As the submersible descended into the dark, its lights revealed walls, streets, domes, a city resting on the ocean floor, kilometers below the surface, where the pressure would crush any human in an instant. At first, the team assumed they had found ruins, the remains of some ancient coastal town swallowed by a rising sea. But the deeper they looked, the stranger it became. The city had not sunk. It had been built here, in the deep, on purpose. And it was glowing. Soft veins of bioluminescent light still pulsed along its structures, as if the city were alive. Researchers had no record of who could have made it. In their reports, they called them the Nereans. The Nereans, it seemed, had once lived like us, on the coasts, in the light. But something long ago had driven them from the surface world. Their earliest structures sit in the shallows near the shore. The later ones descend step by step into the abyss, as if an entire civilization had spent centuries walking deeper into the sea. What drove them down we may never know. A flood, a war, a sky they no longer trusted. But the Nereans did not cling to the surface. They let it go, and they learned to live in the dark. Over countless generations, they changed. Reconstructions based on the city suggest a people adapted to crushing pressure and endless night. Pale, silent, their eyes vast and dark, built for a world without sun. To them, the surface became a legend, a drowned memory of where they had come from. Their technology was unlike anything on land. They drew heat and energy from volcanic vents on the ocean floor. They farmed strange gardens in the dark. And they lit their world not with fire but with life itself, cultivating the glow of the deep. For a time, researchers believed the city of the Nereans was simply another lost civilization, abandoned, extinct, until the cameras caught something they could not explain. The gardens were tended, the lights had been recently lit, and in the darkness at the edge of the city, just beyond the reach of the submersible's lamps, something moved. The Nereans, it seems, had not vanished at all. They were still there. They had simply been forgotten. On a smooth black wall near the heart of the city, the expedition recorded a single carved line. Translated as closely as the symbols allow, it read, "We did not drown. We descended. The surface was never ours to keep." To this day, the discovery divides everyone who studies it. Many insist the images show only natural formations, tricks of the deep and the dark. But the structures are real, and more than 90% of our oceans remain unexplored. The Nereans remain the most unsettling possibility in human history. That we were never alone on this planet. That another civilization has been living beneath us all along, in the dark, in the silence, watching the surface they chose to leave behind. A reminder that the world we know is only the surface of something far deeper, and that some civilizations do not vanish. They simply go where we have never dared to look. Recovered stories from worlds that never existed,